Hello everyone, and welcome to Tea and Chat. I'm Sharis Alldredge, and this is my sister wife, Vanessa.
Hi there. Okay, the tea we're drinking today is Trader Joe's chai. It's perfect in the fall. I feel like it's such a go-to in the fall. So feel free to brew yourself a cup and join us.
It is just so nice. I like this one.
Yeah. Okay, so this week we thought we'd just catch you up on where we've been and what we've been up to. Jeff's been working out of town a lot lately with a company in Utah that he's been with for off and on for many years, which means that most of the workload that he normally carries is now put onto all of us and the children.
Yeah.
So we get a little busier now.
Yeah, just a whole lot more that we have to get done in a day. Mm-hmm. And we had some technical difficulties with our filming equipment. And we've also been renovating my bedroom.
Right.
We redid the floor, we repainted the walls, and this meant that I had to haul everything out and live out of the living room. Yeah. And our home is very cozy and small, and so having my bedroom and my children's bedroom all shoved into the living room, that was also interesting, but
that's what we do. We adapt, we make the best of it.
Yep. So there's just been so much going on. So we appreciate your patience, and
we're jumping back into it. In fact, just the other day, part of our winter preparations that we go through is the butchering process. So Sharis was so lucky to be able to be involved in that process while I was conveniently away at work.
Yeah, it's that time of year. It's time to process the animals that we're not going to carry through the winter. And yesterday, Dane and I processed one of our goats. And it's always a little bit of a somber occasion. Mm-hmm. And we'd had this goat for, 7 or 8 years now.
She was one of the first we got.
She was the first we got when we moved here to South Dakota. And she's been a great goat. But as the years have gone on, she's actually had quite a few unfortunate incidences. We had some neighbors' dogs get into our pasture, and they did a number on her.
Oh, it was so sad.
It was so sad.
We came home from a Christmas party out of town. We got home late at night. I think Dane went out
she went out to check on the animals. Make sure everyone's okay.
It was dark. I think it was like 11 at night.
It was so late.
Yeah, and he came in. He's like, Mom, there's blood everywhere. I'm like, oh my gosh, what? Of course, Jeff runs out. Come to find out that...
Yeah, I was thinking it must have been a mountain lion. We didn't have our guardian dog in the pasture yet.
Yeah, but turned out that some neighbor dogs had come into the pasture and just attacked the herd.
Yeah, some of them, we had dead animals, we had wounded animals. It was horrible.
Right.
It was awful.
Yeah.
And we were able to bring her, this goat's name was Spring, and we were able to nurse her back to health, but she was never quite the same. And she's really struggled over the years to have her baby. She's always required assistance, and it's just gotten really difficult for her over the years to fight for her food, and goats always fight. There's just no way around it. And so I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? We don't need to put her through another South Dakota winter. It's time. We gave her the best life possible, and it's time to give her the best death possible.
Right.
And so we said goodbye to her yesterday morning, and we went ahead and butchered her. And I spent the rest of my day, breaking up the meat and processing it so that she could continue to bless our family.
Yeah, it's interesting. Anybody who lives on a farm understands that you love your animals, and yet usually part of their life cycle involves them giving of their life to feed the family.
Yeah.
And it's something I think a lot of people who have been born and raised in the city and get all of their meat from the grocery store in a tidy little package, there's a disconnect there, and they might miss that connection between the life that was lived and what it is to give meat.
Yeah.
And I've been really grateful for being on the farm with the kids to really understand that whole life cycle. Like, we get them when they're little, or maybe they're born on the farm. We raise them, we love them, they all have names, they all get enjoyed. And then after however many years, depending on what their purpose is, this was a milking goat. She did a great job.
Yeah.
And then she was just getting to the point where it was just time. And so we go through the feelings of what that is. And it's interesting because no matter how many times we have said goodbye to an animal and put it through the butchering process, it's never easy.
No, it should never be easy to take a life.
Mm-hmm.
There should always be a level of respect and of just recognizing that this animal's life is ending so that yours can continue.
Mm-hmm.
And so it should never be easy.
And I think that's another thing that we learn on the farm is just that stewardship of another life.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just careless. It's somebody who we loved.
Yeah.
And we're grateful when they do that final act of service really for us.
Yeah.
A lot of the way we feed our family is based around what we can produce. We have our homegrown meats that we try to use as much as possible. Mm-hmm. We have our homegrown eggs and our fresh dairy.
Yeah.
And even people have asked us, give us recipes, show us what you do. And part of me is like, oh, I'd love to. And the other part of me is like, well, first you've got to butcher a goat.
Yeah.
That's not easy for everybody. And also for me, the way I cook, it's like a list of ingredients and a suggestion.
Mm-hmm.
I don't follow recipes.
No.
And even Jeff, poor Jeff. Oh, this is great. Did you write down the recipe? No.
We didn't.
Please, just do that. I'm like, how do I write it down? I don't know what quantities I used.
Yeah, it was like,
a sprinkle of this.
That feels right.
Yeah.
That feels right. I've had enough of that.
Yeah.
So.
It's true. If anybody's interested in what we're cooking and maybe you want to watch the process, just let us know and maybe we'll do some videos on that and show you how we go about it.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Mm-hmm.
I need a sip.
Me too. My emotional support chai. So we often get the question from people, as do anybody who processes their own animals, how does that affect the children? Is it traumatizing? Mm-hmm. How can you do that? So what's your answer to that, Sharis?
I think that it's one of those things that you have to take on an individual basis. We have some children who they're okay. They're okay out there witnessing the entire process, helping with it. And others that aren't and would rather kind of hang back for a little while and maybe jump in once it's no longer an animal. It's just, pieces of meat.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It's okay to let them take it at their pace. We're not trying to traumatize anybody, but it is important to us that our children recognize where their food comes from. This is not just a package in the store. This was a life. And they know. They know the entire time that we're raising the animal while they're helping to care for it, that this is ultimately the end goal. Mm-hmm. And we teach them to respect the animal while it's alive and also after it's died.
Our philosophy when it comes to raising the animals and going through the butchering process is that we have a deep respect for the lives and a love for each creature. And then in the moment that it gives its life, it's a sad and sobering experience. Mm-hmm. And so if the children are inclined to be a part of that, I love to have them participate at whatever level they would like to. Nobody's forced to. No. But for them to witness that circle of life, where these things come from, what it means, and, if they have a little bit of sadness, good, because it is sad to say goodbye. But that is part of the life cycle. Mm-hmm. It's not that disconnect that you get when everything you eat comes from a grocery store in a package.
Yeah, it's already been broken up. It's just a chunk of meat. It's not an animal. It wasn't a life that they have any connection to. Right.
So when we get questions or maybe even criticisms of how could you do that, it's like, well, that is what it requires. If you eat meat, that is the loss of a life. And so we're just helping our children to understand what that is. Yeah. And I think it's very healthy. It's very grounding. And it teaches them appreciation for each life. This life is not for everybody, I guess. But honestly, I feel like it's beneficial. And I feel like everybody should participate in some level with the raising and production of their food, especially when it's other lives. Mm-hmm. So maybe you don't live on our farm, but if you ever get the chance to be a part of that process, I would highly recommend it. Because it does a lot of things to your heart and your soul. And it really gives a deeper understanding of who we are in the scheme of things and how we fit into nature and what that requires from us and from everything around us. So that's something that we've been doing. What else? Sharis and I are very busy with homeschool on a regular basis. Sports.
Yep.
Dane has been in cross country. He made it to state and participated in the state competition, did really well.
We got wrestling
coming up. Several of our boys will be wrestling. And we'll see what's to come. But yeah, usually winters around here with the kids, like it slows down because of the light gets darker and it gets colder, but then the kids all are in sports and then we're busy.
Yeah, I always tell myself, like when in the middle of the summer, everything's so busy, I always tell myself, it'll slow down in the winter. Just gotta last the winter, it'll slow down. And it never does.
Yeah, why do you keep fooling yourself?
I know. It's just how I get through. It's just the busy just shifts.
Yeah, it's a different kind of busy in winter.
Well, I think that's about what we had to cover this week.
Right. We're so sorry that we've been so busy, but we're getting back on top of it, and we are happy to see you guys on a regular basis now, and we're excited for all the things in the future.
All right, so we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.